conference will now be recorded.
Okay, fine. So as I mentioned, this is going to be our first class for the Microsoft Excel. Okay, we're going to start with Microsoft Excel. I guess most of you know about Excel. So Excel is a Microsoft product, which is also called as a spreadsheet, and which is very basic kind of skill set required for any software professional. Either you work in the data analyst, or you work in data engineer, or you work in some full stack developers. Wherever you go, this Excel knowledge is definitely required for everyone. So in our course, we are not just learning for the generalized Excel skill, but we are going to learn this Excel particularly for the data analyst background. So if you are a data analyst, how this Excel can be useful for us, using this, how we can perform the analysis, we are going to learn in this. Okay. So this Excel learning is very simple because the concepts itself are going to turn in the basic manner only. So you will not face any kind of complex things. Only some of the advanced concepts were present in Excel, like we are going to discuss about the lookup functions and pivot table and the recording macros, and after that performing the data visualization in the Excel. So these are the important and advanced concepts present in the Microsoft Excel. Apart from that, remaining options are very simple. What are the filter operations, the sorting, the basic formatting in the Excel, the conditional formatting, applying the formulas, and how you can do the analysis. Those things we are going to learn in this Excel course. And in this Excel, the expected duration number of classes are hardly 13 classes. You can consider that 10 to 13 classes you can consider. Okay. What is the estimated duration is simply it is going to be 10 to 13 hours of class. Okay. 10 to 13 hours of class. Very easily you people can able to learn this Excel. And today's class, as it was the first class for us in this Excel and for your entire classes, you can have it for less number of less time duration. So we'll finish it off at by 30 minutes or 40 minutes kind of thing. Later, we'll move forward to the complete 1 hour of sessions when we move further into the Excel. So today's class, I am going to explain you how the Excel classes related to what is the data set we are going to handle, and how to view at a data set and find out the number of rows and number of columns present in the file. So total in these Excel classes, I am going to cover two data sets. Okay, two data sets are going to be covered. So what is the first data set is? It is going to be the healthcare data. Okay, it is going to be the healthcare data, and this file name I am calling it as hospital charges dataset. Okay, this file name is going to be hospital charges. And the second data set which we are going to use, you can consider that as a project on this Excel also, because parallelly you will see the concept and we'll apply that in the same time in the project. For the remaining skills, it is not like that. Separately, after learning entire skill set, it would be a project. But only for the Excel, along with the project, we'll go and discuss the things, because will be very much easy, so you'll not face much difficulty. So the second data set, which will be going to be started after some 3-4 classes or 5 classes later, we'll go with the second data set. So the second data set is related to two kind of domains here. One is mostly focusing on the banking domain, and also it is related to the marketing side of the banking. So that is going to be the file name of bank marketing dataset. Okay, we're going to handle the bank marketing dataset, which is going to be the marketing side in the bank. In a bank, when a marketing is going to be done, generally, you know, right? Marketing in the sense, suppose in so many persons used to give you the call and asking for you to take some credit cards or some debit cards, interest for loans, and if any new schemes, if they start in their bank related to that, they will explain you and they will ask you to enroll in that. So those kind of general marketing things would be done in the banking domain. So this data set is related to that. So these are the two data sets which we are going to handle. So first of all, today I will provide you the healthcare data set. Whenever we are going to start with the bank marketing, again I will be going to give you the bank marketing data set. So how the recording sessions and all are going to be provided, I will be going to share with you the Google Classroom recording. Okay, in the sense what the platform which you're going to start for complete access of recordings, the content, everything will be shared across the Google Classroom. So try to install the mobile app and also have it in your laptop also. In the laptop, it's very easy. Generally, if you go for the Google Chrome, you can type for the Google Classroom. Okay, you can type for normal Google Classroom. It will open the Google Classroom in the first place itself. Or otherwise, generally, if you go to your email address, suppose just go to the normal Gmail, in this place you can see, if you just scroll it down, you will find a classroom here. Okay, so any place you will be just going to get it. So you can go to that Google Classroom. And as of now, in my system, for my account, these are the things I'm accessing. For you, I will create a new Google Classroom today. A new invitation you'll get. Previously, if you have got anything, just ignore that. For Power BI, some of you might have getting, so just ignore that. So for you people, I'm going to create a new Google Classroom today, and you can able to access the entire recordings in that place. So just ping me your email IDs, okay, so that I can able to add you people by the end of the class. And in that, suppose for example, this is on ongoing Power BI batch. Suppose if you look at this open, you can go to the classwork. Here itself, you will find the entire recordings. So you can see the data sets. Data sets, when you click on it, this is a place how you can able to view the data sets. You can see this is the data sets. And any class recording, if you open, this is the recording. If you click on this link, it will directly open that for you. Okay, that recordings is going to be open for you. So you can just need to play this one. That's it. The recordings are going to be easily accessible. And even if any class notes is going to be used on that particular day, the same notes is going to be shared with you people. Okay, so just for your purpose, for Excel you will not find much of the notes. Separate PDF I'll upload for you in the end. So daily notes would be less for the Excel. So this is for the Google Classroom. Google Classroom is for what? Completely accessing the recordings and contents. Okay, and there is one more called as GoToMeeting. GoToMeeting is the live online classroom. Okay, live online classroom, which means as of now you can see I am recording the session in this GoToMeeting. If you wanted to join the class in the online, what is the link I have shared with you people, you can use that link and join the meeting. And this meeting was going to change that link in every 14 days. What was the latest link shared with you? Every time use that link. For that, what I will do, I'll create a WhatsApp group for you. Okay, I'll create a WhatsApp group, so you can just have the latest link every time in the WhatsApp. Okay, so you can just able to use this WhatsApp group for communication purpose. Okay, you can able to link the means use that link what is present in the WhatsApp group every time whenever the link is going to change. Okay, so I'll create a WhatsApp group also for you people after the end of the class. So two things: one is Google Classroom, which is meant for your access purpose of recordings and the other contents, and next one is the GoToMeeting, which is for your live classroom. Either whatever the link I share, that is the same link. Either you join in the morning class, or as I mentioned in the 6 to 7 p.m. If you are interested to join Python class, you can able to join in the same link. And in the evening time again after 7 to 8 p.m. where Power BI was going on, you can able to join in that also. No, you wanted to only look for 11 to 12 also, same link. Whenever you don't want to come for offline, you can able to use that link in the group. Clear? So regarding these two things, and this data set I'm going to share with you people today, which is related to the healthcare data set. Okay, so first of all, the file that I'm going to handle is, this is the total data set which we are going to look at. So this is actually, as I mentioned, it is an hospital charges data set, which is of the US healthcare system. Okay, US healthcare system, this company is of the US healthcare, that can handle in different countries also if possible, but the company is based out of US. So in this, we are going to have some of the columns information, which is going to deal with what are the diseases with which hospital treatments are going to be provided. And for that, the details of covered charges and Medicare payments, in the sense which is related to the insurance in the US, okay, Medicare, and also average total payments, what was patient was going to pay. Okay, so we'll discuss those columns one by one separately now. First of all, when you open any file of Excel, Generally, this is the place of, or this is a view generally sometimes you will be going to get. So this view was not clearly understandable. Am I right? We are not able to read the data clearly here. So for that, we are going to work on completely seeing this data in a clear manner. For that, the columns are very close, right? I just need to expand the columns and see how the data was in that. So for that, how to do? You simply need to expand the column width. Some of you, just I wanted to say, some of you might already know all these concepts because it might be very small things. But the thing why I'm explaining all of this is, I know as I mentioned in the previous demos also, you might have attended the demo, right? I told you student comes from different backgrounds. If you are a fresher, even if you take my profile, when I have trying to understand the things, I don't know what is this Excel, how to increase the width of it. But some of them might already know all these things. So the thing is, students when comes from multiple domains, I need to handle everybody equally, right? So I need to start from the basics onwards. Even though some concepts are known for you in the Excel, I need to repeat it anyhow. But some of the students, because some of the students might not know. But when I move for advanced concepts, everybody will be going to learn those. Maybe at the time, freshers can't be able to understand that much of advanced. People who are having some experience, they can able to understand. But I will teach it easily for you to understand. So in this manner, basics to advanced only I will be going to discuss. So even though you know these all things in Excel, just try to hang around until we get some good concepts in the Excel in the end, which is advanced of lookup functions, how to perform the pivot, okay, and the recording macros. Those things when you get, you will be able to learn new things. But some of the things might be already known for you. Don't feel bored, okay? Excel will be like that only. Once we move for the remaining concepts, it can be SQL, or it can be Python, or it can be Power BI. There you will be going to feel the much more depth of it. Okay. So first of all, when you open this data, your data might not be completely visible for you. You need to just increase the width of the column. There are multiple ways to increase the width of the column. One way is manually doing it. Suppose if you keep your cursor between any two columns, okay. If I keep my cursor in this place, suppose if I just increase this, okay. So when I keep my cursor in this name A, you can see downward arrow symbol is showing. If you just click on it, entire column is going to be selected. Column A selection, column B selection, like that. But if I keep my cursor in between exactly A and B, you can see a two-sided arrow symbol is getting your cursor. That is where you need to hold it and you need to drag it. You can see I'm holding it and I'm dragging it. So this is how you can manually increase the width of the column. But it was going to be problem for you. Why I'm saying it's a problem means, suppose you can see I just dragged it a little bit, but still I'm able to read the column name, but what was the value present in this cell, I can't able to read it completely. What you will do again? Again you will go increase a little bit. Still it is not visible. Every time I can't able to do it multiple number of times in this way, right? Just increase, keep on increasing, keep on increasing. How many times do I need to do? Am I right? So that is not an ideal process to do to increase the column width. And there is another way to do this. Another way to do is you can just go to this format option here, the home place. Okay, in the home tab itself, you can go to the format and you can see there is a column width option. If you click on the column width, you need to manually enter this. This is actually 17.44 as of now, this width in the column A. Suppose let us make it as 25. If you click on OK, some 25 width has been increased. Still, I don't know, just not clearly visible. Instead of entering the number, it is much easy for me to drag it manually itself. Multiple places I am showing. Okay, in the same format itself, we have an auto fit. So this auto fit can easily help us in adjusting the complete width. If you click on auto fit column width, now your column width has automatically adjusted to the value what is present in this place. Am I right? But again, I can't able to do this auto fit for so many columns if I have. But at least it is somewhat better than manually doing it. Am I right? So if you select this entire column, as of now, the width has been adjusted in such a way according to the column which you are selected previously. But let me suppose select the entire column A. Selecting the entire column A. Go to the format option here and you can see there is an auto fit column width. Just click on auto fit column width. Now can you see the width has been very much increased up to this place. Why is it so? Earlier when I clicked on only this particular column, suppose I am currently present in the third row of column A. If I click on the auto fit column width, only your width was up to here. But when I selected the complete column and I went to format and click on auto fit column width, your space is increasing. So the reason is when you have previously done this with column number A here on the row number 3, this was adjusting the column width according to the value present in this particular cell. Okay, up to here only your value was there in this cell. So up to there only it has considered as the maximum and it has adjusted. But later when you selected the entire column, it was taking into consideration the entire values present in that column. Means in that column there is some place. Okay, there is some place when you click on this auto fit column width up to here means there is some place where your values were written until this line, because this is not the only value present, right? If you want just scroll it down, I'm just scrolling it down there, or else let me use this option. Okay, I'm just dragging it. Can you see the values are making change in this place? Only values up to here, but here you can see up to where the value has been. If you want to still scroll it down, so the values are having some different types of widths. Am I right? So it was handling the maximum in which place the width was there. The values were present in that particular cell. What is the maximum? It has taken into consideration that and it has been arranged in this auto fit. You have taken out of it what it is doing. What is the maximum cell value has been occupied. Up to there, the width has been adjusted. So that's how you can use this auto fit column width option. Okay, auto fit column width option. So that is how. But still, again, that's a problem because I can't able to do it. Suppose for column B is there, again I need to go here, click on the column format, auto fit column width, provide a name, click on format option, click on auto fit column width. What if you have some 100 columns? I can't able to do it manually again. Here you have only few columns you can able to do okay, but 100 columns you can't able to sit and do it in this manner. That is where we are going to look at the another easiest option. Okay, and also you can see in the format itself you have a default width also. You can use some default width for all the columns kind of thing. But the easiest way can be I can able to first of all do this process. Suppose your column was in this manner, right? Go between column A and column B where you are going to get the two-sided arrow. Just to do the double click, it will adjust the column width perfectly. Suppose same way I will do B and C, double click, C and D, double click. Can you see that? You don't need to use the format option auto fit column width. Directly do the double click between the two columns. It will adjust the complete width. But again, that is also a problem. Why? Because if you have so many columns. I mean, right, as I mentioned, if you have some 100 columns, again, that's going to be a very repetitive task for you. So that's where I'm going to select the entire data present in this worksheet. What is meant by what I have used is worksheet. Worksheet in the sense you can see in the bottom there is something called as hospital charges being written. This is actually the name of the worksheet. The entire file name is on the top. You can see hospital charges. This is called as Excel workbook. Okay, Excel workbook. This might contain worksheets. Workbook is nothing but combination of multiple worksheets. Or else other way to understand is a workbook can contain multiple worksheets. So if you see as of now we are in the hospital charges. If you need one more worksheet, there is a plus symbol. You just need to click on it. Again a new sheet will come. Okay, this is like that you can create any number of sheets and all of them combinedly we are going to call it as a workbook. Okay, so what are all the data that is present in this entire worksheet? I just need to adjust the column width in one single time means you just need to select the entire thing present here. How to select means can you see there is a signal strength kind of symbol is coming in between. Am I right? This is the place in this corner. You just need to click on that so that everything in this worksheet would be selected. Even though you sometimes when you want to copy paste also, here you can just click on Ctrl plus C and you can go to the sheet number 1 and even you can keep your cursor in this place and click on Ctrl plus V. That data will be copied. It is an option I'm saying, but my task was not that. So first of all, click on the entire data by coming and clicking on this corner. If you click, entire data is going to be selected. Now simply what is the operation you have done before, like going between any two columns, you do the double click, that will adjust your entire data. Even though you have some 1000 columns in this file, all those columns width is going to be auto adjusted, auto fit I can say, so that complete value will be read. Understood? So again, I'm going to show you if this is the data, what you should do. First of all, select the data, going into the corner, just do the click on that so that entire data present in that is going to be selected. Go between any two columns. Suppose this time I'm going between D and D columns. Do the double click. That is going to adjust every two columns consideration only it will take. Even though you click on between D and E or between A and B also, there is no problem. It is going to be the same thing. So in this way, first of all, I need to adjust the data. Whenever you open the Excel file, if the data was not completely readable in format, you just come here and do this operation so that data will be visible. So this is my first operation, how to adjust the data for the column width mostly. Okay, column width is the important thing you should consider. After that, I wanted to know what are the number of rows and how many rows and how many columns are there. So how to identify this? Suppose let's say I will start with the number of rows. I wanted to find out the number of rows means go to the any one column wherever data was present. Here you have the data from the column number A to column L. Any column you just select it. I am selecting suppose column B for example. Click on column B. Select the entire column. After selecting the entire column, if you come to the bottom, can you see this bottom place? Average, count, sum, like this it is showing. Look at the count. What was the number that is present in this count? It is 1,63,066. So that is the count, which means those many values are there in this column. Means those many rows are there, right? But here, what is the problem means the first row in your selection is a header, means the column name. I can't able to include that, right? When I am storing some employees details in the table, what are the column names I write? That is not a column name. That is just for what? It's a header. I can't able to consider that. A simple way I will tell you. See, suppose I have some orders table. Okay, table name is what? Orders. Or let me say I don't want to write a table name. Let me directly write down the column names. Order ID, the product which the customer has ordered, and some sales amount and some profit details. Like this, some details are there under that. I am storing order number one. Let's say laptop, and let's say this is some 45,000, and say 1,000 is the profit. Now, how many orders are placed in this? How many orders are placed in this? Only one, right? But when you select any one column and look at the bottom, what is count is showing? Two it will show. Why? Because the first row in your selection, you have also selected this order ID. That is not a row, it is a header. You should not use that for your count. If suppose the client has asked you how many number of orders has been placed today, this is the table, only one order was placed. Even though it is showing two, you should do -1 because in the first row it is a header, so you should not consider that. The same thing here also in this entire selection, provider ID is a column name is included, which is that -1 you should do, which is going to become 1,63,065. So in our hospital charges, there are total 1,63,065 rows are there. So this is a big data only. We are not handling anything with some thousands. We are handling directly with respect of some lakhs of data. So in the interviews also, they might ask you a question related to how much of large data you have been handling, or how many rows of data you have usually handled. So at that time, you should say that I have handled some millions of data. Don't say any thousands or hundreds, even lakhs also you don't say. You say I have handled some millions of data. 1 million is nothing but 10 lakhs of rows. Okay, 10 lakhs. So always say millions. Don't need to say exactly 2 million or 3 million. Handle some millions of data in the sense they can understand that you have handled some large amounts of data, so your visibility would be better. Instead, if you say some 100 rows means nobody will consider your profile is strong. So remember that one small point. Okay, so here I have 1,63,065 rows. So always remember, select any one column, just do the -1 from the count. If you have a header, if you don't have a header, then that is considered as a row. Suppose if you go in this table, consider what is the sheet I have been entered. Here I don't have this at all. Okay, this one entire thing. Sorry. There is no kind of data present in the first row. Now I'm asking how many rows are there. Select this one column. How many rows it is showing? It is going to show, okay, as of now the column header is not there, that's the reason. So suppose if there is any place header is not there and the count is showing like 1, you should not do -1 for that, because there is actually data present. Without header data was present, so should not do -1. So -1 when you can do, when you have a header present in that, otherwise don't do any -1. But as of now header is present, so I'm doing -1. So this is how you can identify the number of rows present in the table. Now how to see number of columns? For number of rows I went for a column. Same way now for the number of columns I will go to the row. Reverse. Row means you want row count means go to the column and select and see how many are there. Now for the number of columns you go to the row, select any row. Select any one row. For example, you want to select row number 1, you click on it, no problem. Or row number 10 also, there is no problem. Okay, as of now I'm taking the first column. Click on this first row here. Entire row, if you select against the count, what is this? 12 is the count. Same place, 12 is the count, which means there are those many columns present. Columns are 12 present in this. You no need to do -1, because why? Starting itself is first column, this second column, third column, like that. So here columns you no need to do -1, but for the rows, if you have a header in your selection, you just need to decrease -1. Okay, so that is one small thing you should keep in mind. So we have been understood as of now how many number of rows are there and how many number of columns are there in the file. Am I right? Now going forward to the next operation, we are going to see what is this data is about. Okay, what is this data? So this data, as I mentioned, is about the healthcare data, but each of the column, whatever the understanding is, first of all, it is about DRG definition, which is having the values under this for which disease or for which diagnosis the patient has admitted into hospital. So you can see it is something related to the extracranial procedures, and if you scroll it down, you'll see some chronic obstructive pulmonary disease, and if you still scroll it down, okay, and it is some acute myocardial infarction, and in that manner peripheral vascular hypertension, other circulatory system diagnosis. There are so many different types of values present under this column. So this column is storing the information related to the diagnosis for which the patient has admitted into the hospital. And provider ID, provider in the sense, first of all you should know what is the provider, meaning is hospital. In the healthcare, provider refers to the hospital which you have been admitted into. For every hospital there is going to be some ID present. Okay, and like just like if you go for any bank, for every customer separate account number will be there. Same way for every hospital also, to identify that hospital uniquely, you'll be going to have some ID. Suppose if you take in the Hyderabad, so for example Apollo hospitals is there. Apollo hospital, there are so many branches is present. You can find it in the Bangalore, you can find it in Chennai, you can find it in the Delhi, you can have it in the Hyderabad. But if I say some particular ID, for example Apollo hospital number 101, maybe 101 is referring to only one hospital that can be present in Delhi, for example. So with that ID, it is easy for me to identify every hospital uniquely also, right? So in that way, this provider ID is there. Next, provider name, in the sense hospital name, name of the hospital, and provider street address, city. These all details are actually referring to what is the hospital names and all. Okay, and for this one, first example, you can see this row. This is actually related to the extracranial procedures. The hospital name is Southeast Alabama Medical Center, and this is in the city of Dothan, some state. It's in the state of Alabama, kind of thing. And if you come to here, it is total discharges. Total discharges in the sense what? It is actually number of patients after completing the diagnosis came out of the hospital. So it was 91 total discharges has been happened in the hospital. So I wanted to understand this 91 number. Is it actually for the entire hospital discharges, or is it for only extracranial procedures in that hospital? Am I right? If I refer to one hospital, there are 100 members discharged, in the sense in the entire hospital it is 100 discharges happen. It can be for any disease they can able to admit. But in our data, I am specially mentioning here 91 discharges in the hospital of Southeast Alabama Medical Center. That is actually for this particular disease. In this hospital, there can be so many diseases they might be able to provide the treatment. I'm not asking about the remaining disease treatments only for this extracranial procedures in the Southeast Alabama Medical Center. Total 91 patients has been discharged. Okay, so the total discharges is referring, this number is referring to which disease and which hospital. Okay, now next thing is about the hospital average covered charges. So average covered charges in the sense how much of your treatment is going to be getting covered there. Okay, how much is going to be getting covered by the insurance, or else it means a total payment how much is the hospital taking from you, in the sense they have total charge for all the patients 32,963. In this total amount, some of the amount will be paid by the patient, some of the amount will be paid by the Medicare insurance. Suppose if I went to a hospital and the medical bills for me is 1 lakh, that is the total average covered charges for me is 1 lakh. Among that 1 lakh, for example, for me, I have an insurance and 60,000 is going to be paid by my insurance company, and remaining 40,000 I need to pay. So the total payment is 40,000, and how much is the Medicaid payment? 60,000 for me. Average covered charges is 1 lakh, like that. Okay. See here the amounts may not be matching because the generally insurance when you consider that is going to be paid later on also to the hospital. But at that particular point of time, this is the total average covered charges by the Southeast Alabama Medical Center for the extracranial procedures, and this is the total payments, and this is the total Medicare payments from the insurance company they receive. So in this way, the entire data set is related to the healthcare, where your data was talking about the disease in which the treatment is being taken in the hospitals and how much is the charges and all. So in this manner, the basic understanding of the data is important for any data analyst. You might be worrying about like, why do we need to understand this much? We are doing the work in Excel. Why can't we directly go ahead and do the filter, sorting, all of them? Because the reason is we are a data analyst person who needs the understanding of the data. If you don't understand the data, what are the columns, what is it trying to say, you can't be able to analyze. So that is the reason I am taking you into the data analyst mindset by giving you the understanding of the data. Whenever we come across the new data sets, I'll try to explain you what was the data is about, what is the type of information is being stored, so that you will get the complete understanding of what we are trying to do there. Okay, so this is the data set. As I mentioned, we are going to use it for the first few classes, where I will explain you about filtering the data, sorting the data, performing some basic formattings, and also conditional formatting. So these concepts you will see on this hospital charges data set, and the rest of the concepts, our advanced concepts, but it can be importantly applying the formulas in the Excel. Those things we are going to look in the other data set, which is going to be like bank marketing data set. So today I'll be going to send you this file. So there is nothing much to practice for you. Just have a look at the data, go through the data and understand what are the columns, just to getting familiar with the data, and try to see that adjustment of the column widths separately, what are the options we have been discussed. Okay, so mostly what are the concepts we discussed on that day, please try to complete on the same day the practice also. The time of the practice depends upon your kind of understanding. Some people might complete the practice for this concept just in 5 minutes also, some people might sit for half an hour also, there is nothing wrong in that. Until you feel the confident, you should sit and practice. Okay, and try some new things, get some new things tried, and you learn more from that. Whatever the things I have explained, think in any other way. If I do it in this manner, what is going to happen, kind of thing. Clear? So fine, we will stop up to here only. So as I mentioned, today's class we are just going to have the introduction part. So in the next class onwards, tomorrow also we might spend some 50 minutes of time, some extra time than today, some 50 minutes of time, and we'll see some filter operations in the Excel, how you can do that and all. And in the later point of time, when we move for the next things, we'll completely sit for the 1 hour and we'll discuss the remaining concepts. Okay, so as of now we'll stop up to here. So whatever the data set was there and all, I'll share with you today. Okay.